The stakes are extremely high for Liverpool Football Club as the Reds prepare to take on West Ham United at Anfield on Sunday. Just a massive fixture for Liverpool, coming off of what will hopefully be the most disappointing loss of the season, a 4-3 disaster at the hands of Bournemouth. The Reds led 3-1 on late and just leaked on the goals. 3 goals, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, Liverpool has blown it. So just a terrible loss, a defensive collapse that Jurgen Klopp must rectify, and he thought the solution of doing so was by taking the team to Barcelona, having a brief training camp there, and having the Reds take on what he hopes will be their competition next week, or next season rather, in the Champions League, watching Barcelona play. So, look, Klopp has a lot riding on the line in this game. If Liverpool win, and win convincingly, he is a genius for taking the edge off of such a terrible fixture. But if Liverpool do not get 3 points, he will be blamed heavily for that trip to Spain. So, he rolled the dice on that. Hopefully it pays off. The warm weather should rejuvenate and reinvigorate the Reds. Certainly, good news on the injury front in some ways, and bad news as well. But the good news here is that Sadio Mane will be fit to play after he was taken off against Bournemouth. And Joel Matip is back in the lineup. And if you ever wondered how important he is, well, look at last week's result. He is the spine of that defense, the best center back on the team, hands down, far and away, and his presence is sorely needed in the lineup. So, on the bad news, Daniel Sturridge, not only going to miss this game, he will also miss Middlesbrough. I don't think he would have cracked the lineup anyway, but Jurgen Klopp will never be happy to have his options reduced. So, in terms of criticism, a lot of criticism has flown in the direction of Loris Karius. Yes, he spilled the ball that led to Bournemouth's winning goal, but, I think he's not really going to let it get to him. We'll find out soon enough. He is only 22 years old, but Jurgen Klopp stands behind him firmly. He made a change. He must stand by it. Simon Mignolet is not going back into the lineup anytime soon. And, this is the time for Karius to develop, to gain confidence. So, I don't think he really deserved as much stick as he got. Dejan Lovren, however, played a role in 3 different Bournemouth goals last week. So really, I think the pressure is on him to perform, to bring stability to that defense that is sorely lacking at this point. A great team to get back on track against, coincidentally, is West Ham. The Hammers have not won in the Premier League since they played Sunderland back in October 26th. They're coming off of consecutive thrashings, losing 5-1 to Arsenal in the Premier League, and then losing to Manchester United 4-1 in the League Cup. So, major issues at West Ham. They are 1 point above the relegation zone, despite having a borderline world-class player in Dimitri Payet. They have so much other talent in that side. Andre Ayew, James Collins, just to name a few. Alvaro Arbeloa, he might be over the hill, but he's surely going to give it all he has against his former club. Manuel Lanzini, Simone Zaza, they have international talent on this team that is not producing. Not to mention one of my favorite players in the Premier League, Michail Antonio, a guy who can really score the goals, and do it with flair, but, the results aren't coming. Perhaps Slaven Bilic is more of an overrated manager than we realized. He was praised as a king last season. Clearly, that praise was overhyped. And like I said, Liverpool have a great opportunity to get back on track here after falling 4 points behind league leaders Chelsea. So, like I said, a lot on the line in this game. By far the biggest match of the season thus far, although you could say that for pretty much every match as it goes along. I don't think Liverpool will be having any lack of focus. The big key here is to play angry. Klopp said they're going to play angry, but they need to play under control. And it'll be great to see Lallana back in the lineup. I think Gini Wijnaldum gets dropped. Klopp can't afford to drop Emre Can with the form he's on, and that great goal he scored last week. He needs to continue to build his confidence and play more consistently, and you need the starts to make that happen. Jordan Henderson, of course, will be relied upon to be steady in the midfield, and then that front 3 seems inevitably Divock Origi, Roberto Firmino, who kind of disappeared last week, and then Sadio Mane, who will hopefully be finding some form back in his game after scoring against Bournemouth. Origi, 3 goals in the last 3 games. He scored against Bournemouth from a 7-degree angle, a sensational strike he had. I think he is brimming with confidence, with clear world-class potential. I think Klopp will be saying, hey, Divock, we need to bang in the goals. We need to win. We need to win big. I think Liverpool will win big, big time. I'm taking the Reds to beat West Ham 4-0. And as always, Reds fans, you'll never walk alone. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel.